Hi there, and welcome to the Family of One Child podcast. I'm Foa Comment, a wife, a part-time working mom, and a full-time believer in making the most of every joyful and sometimes busy moment of raising an only child. If you are ready for real stories, plenty of laughter, and parenting tips, you're in the right place. So let's dive into this adventure together. Hi, well, welcome back. And now that you're back, you're wondering, oh, it's a new podcast theme, it's a title. Yes, I know. Instead of love and focus, building a community with an only child, I really wanted to shorten it. And also, a lot has happened since being a part-time worker. And so I wanted to name this the family of one child. So I'm so glad you're listening. And yes, I'm still going to have lots of laughter, me laughing, of course, some parenting tips, and just filling you in what's going on. So if you're new to this podcast, my name is Foa Comment, and I have an only child. Right now, she is 7. It's going to be 8, and I'm sure she would probably say she would be a little bit older, but she is 8. And you're wondering, why am I talking in such a tone like this? Because I am recording, and it's 1:40 in the morning. Now, for you, you could be listening to this and it's probably the afternoon. And as I'm talking, you know, parents with an only child, families with an only child, we are busy mamas. Whether you're part-time, full-time, or stay-at-home mum, we're busy mums. And I just realized I did not close the door for the recording. But I wanted to come on and to start and just to introduce what this new podcast, what's it going to be different about the last podcast. Here, I've gained more. I want to fill you in with our horse adventure. We have a, a pony. She is a Walara. A Walara is she's half Welsh and half Arabian. And so we've had her, I think maybe for about 5 years or 4 years, or maybe 5. And so I wanted to explain how that came about in this podcast, what our family is learning as we are becoming an equestrian family. And also from my perspective, what is it like to have an animal, a horse, and then we also have a guinea pig and a hamster, 5 crabs, maybe 7 fish, 3 cats, and that is it. Though outside we do have animals visiting us. So yes, we are like the old MacDonald had a farm. And no, I do not eat any of the animals. We do not raise them to eat, though I did say to my child and my husband, we do get a pig, a cow or a chicken. I will be wanting to eat them, but that's another story altogether. So this episode I wanted to introduce as well who I am. Am I 48? I think you're wondering, does she not know if she's 48? I think in 2 years' time I'm going to be 50. I think I am. If my sister's listening, she'll be like, are you kidding me? You don't know how old you are. I'm going to go with 48. And we'll stick with that till the next podcast and find out how old I am. So my child is, yes, she's only 7. And so if you're wanting advice, she's going to be 8 in a few months time. If you're wanting advice how to raise a child beyond that, I cannot give you that. I am not the person to be telling you how to raise a teenage or a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old, because my child is not yet at that stage. What I can do is give you some advice at the age where she's at, and she's a girl. And so, saying that, I what do I like to do? I'm a parent who enjoy hands-on activities. Does that mean laundry? No, does not mean laundry. Does not mean washing dishes. What type of activities? It's mainly sleeping, shopping for treats, every now and then shopping for clothes and what that looks like. But I also enjoy building communities. And so with this Family of One podcast, I'm going to give you hints. Maybe you're thinking about an animal that you're wanting to have, and I have a few animals, and what that really looks like when you have a child of one and they're still growing, and what are the responsibilities. And this is just from my experience. Now, of course, each family to their own, and they have different experiences, and they have different tips of how you introduce an animal to your child and what that looks like and the responsibilities. I'm just letting you know, I'm just going to share what we did, what we're still learning, and how we're still growing, and why Coco, the guinea pig, is mine, even though my daughter and I had asked my husband for 2 years for a guinea pig, and when we finally got her, after a few weeks, she fully became my responsibility. I'm the one cleaning the cage, and I'm the one most times feeding her, holding her, and cleaning the cage. Yeah, and I call her Coco, and yet my daughter calls her another name. So go figure. So there's going to be just some stories like that. And also, if you're wanting to find ways and you don't want to, for example, you want to know more about horses. Well, I'm only 5 years into this, so I'm going to give you a fresh perspective while I am learning about horses. I did not have any, my family, we did not raise horses. My family did not ride on horses. We are not from a horse background. My husband grew up on a farm. I'm Pacific Islander. Maybe there are Pacific Islanders listening to this, and they do have an equestrian background. I do not know of any of my cousins that had a horse on their canoe. I mean, really, I don't know. So just letting you know. So I'm going to give you tips how we came about that, what it looked like, and also some of the costs. And also, I'm going to talk about a lot of the benefits and the challenges. So there's lots of new things, and also working now. Before, in the last few podcasts, I talked about having a part-time job and finding the rhythm. I am now a year into working a part-time job, and so I'll go into what does that look like, what cleaning for me, still looking after, my husband and daughter, and what our routine is, and do I have a social life? Let's say I do, but interpretation, social could be sleeping, and also you're going to hear me talk about Jesus because I love Jesus. And also, I'm going to, most times at the end, just tell you how much I appreciate you so much for tuning in to the Family of One podcast. And I just want to thank you that you're listening to me for comment. And please, if you have a question or you just want to give feedback on the fan mail, please, reach out to me, and I would love to connect with you. I'm sure I have an email right there at the bottom of the description. Otherwise, thank you for listening to the Family of One. This is just a quick introduction to let you know that I'll be here recording, hopefully not too early in the morning at 1:40 in the morning every time I record. But if you're listening, I just want to say thank you. Bye and see you. Why don't I say see you? Well, maybe because I don't know. I'll get used to it. I'll say something else. Signing out. Till next time. Bye, friends.